Hello, welcome to this news hour. I am Babla Jonathan. In our top stories, at least 4 persons are reported dead in a road accident in Banganti, the west region of the Republic of Cameroon. A truck and a private vehicle came into a head-on collision. Several towns and villages have been paralyzed by a controversial lockdown call in the two English-speaking regions of the Republic of Cameroon. In several parts of the two regions, streets were completely deserted by inhabitants who stayed indoors, while others had escaped possible violence. Details coming up next. National roads in the Republic of Cameroon continue recording deaths. In the last accident in Banganti, in the west region of the country, 4 persons died when a heavy-duty truck came into a head-on collision with a private vehicle. Glory Mala reports.
A truck and a private vehicle all in flames, killing 4 people as a result of a road accident. The truck driver and 3 women lost their lives on the spot. This truck and the private vehicle came into a head-on collision on the National Road number 4 in Banganti, West region of Cameroon. Wednesday, this truck was transporting sand to Banganti, while the private vehicle was leaving Bafsam to Yaoundé with 6 persons on board. 4 died. Meanwhile, a woman and her baby survived. According to the survivor, she was lucky, but unfortunately she lost her in-laws in this accident. Dispatched from Bafusam, rescue soldiers arrived at the scene and transported the injured persons to the hospital and the corpses to the mortuary.
Life has been paralyzed in several towns and villages in the crisis-stricken northwest and southwest regions of the Republic of Cameroon. Streets were deserted in several parts of the two regions today following a controversial lockdown call from non-state armed group leaders. For me, Armstrong Sander has more.
A mad rush for goods and services at the Kumba main market. Tuesday, September the 14th, 2021, after an announced controversial lockdown. Meat 24 hours later, the same market in the same city is a shadow of itself. We are on Wednesday, September the 15th, 2021. Apart from the Kumba main market, streets across the city are completely deserted. Shops and offices locked up with circulation paralyzed from Kumba 1 to the Kumba 3 municipalities. The city mayor Greg Mewano says Kumba must not go in that direction.
Goes down today in Kumba. I want to use this opportunity to talk to the population in Kumba, as their city mayor, to make them understand that we are actually killing ourselves, killing our economy, killing the education of our children, destroying everything that we are struggling to build, and this cannot be the portion of Kumba. I think we must gather courage. We must forget about this fear. We must gather courage. We must be patriotic. We must stand for the development of our city, for, of course, the education of our children, for our economic activities. We must stand behind the city council, the respective sub-divisional council. We must stand behind, of course, the administration to make sure that, we carry on proper activities, economic activities, developmental strives and initiatives, so as to bring the city ahead, and not respecting ghost towns where we only sit at home doing nothing.
Just like Kumba, streets in the city of Bamenda are completely deserted, shops locked up, businesses down, offices closed and circulation paralyzed. Same picture is painted of several other towns and cities in the English-speaking regions of Cameroon like Mutengene, Kumbu, Ndop and Moyoka, where a 22-year-old girl was caught in a separatist military gun exchange, shot and killed on her way to Kumba from Limbe. In the Manu divisional chief town of Manfi, the picture is slightly different, with some commercial motorbikes plying the street. The disturbing picture in the English-speaking regions of Cameroon comes after a controversial announced lockdown. The lockdown call has been qualified as highly controversial. Observers say it is dividing actors of the separatist movement. Officials in the affected areas of the country have called on the population to defeat fears and carry on their activities normally.
In the meantime, life is unfolding normally or near normally in some parts of the country. The two English-speaking regions, places like Boya and Limbe, were relatively calm and more busy than other parts of the two regions where streets were completely deserted. We'll be bringing to you updates concerning that. Now to Tonga in the Day Division. Latest information streaming into a newsroom indicate that relative calm is now reigning there after clashes between some inhabitants led to the death of one person, and administrative authorities are now striving to consolidate peace and stability in that part of the country. Details in this report compiled by Immaculate Fogwe.
Few days after a heated inter-community clash that left one person dead in Tonga, Day Division of the West Region, the senior divisional officer for the Day Division, Ernest Ewango Budu, during a security meeting, condemns the barbarous scene that occurred in his area of command. Whoever is fanning this conflict will have to face the law. We cannot tolerate those who decide to take the law in their hands. Though some persons have described the situation as an inter-community conflict, the senior divisional officer has his precision to make.
Les bandits profitent du discours de haine.
Some thieves are now taking advantage of hate speech while they operate in order to receive solidarity from their peers. But I would like to remind us that Tonga has always been hospitable to everyone.
De banditisme pour appeler l'adhésion des populations à leur cause.
Parce que ces jeunes-là parfois sont en chômage. Ils sont.
An elite of Tonga believes the exact cause of the conflict is unemployment. He adds that if jobs were created in Tonga, youth will not see reasons to indulge themselves in dangerous activities. He's equally calling on administrative authorities to investigate the matter. According to our source, tension rose after a native of Tonga was stabbed to death in the course of a fight.
Regional councillors in the West region are raising concerns concerning their role, and they are seeing that up till now they have not yet understood, they have not been told, they have not been edified on what they are supposed to be doing in the regional council of the West region in order to contribute to the development of the region and the rest of the nation. They were brought together in Bafoussam in a seminar for this purpose. Details in this report by Innocent.
Jeanette Machinda, Bafoussam 1 Municipal Councillor, reveals councillors play an undefined role in their respective municipalities and have little or no knowledge on what they have been taught to be pilots of development in the decentralization field. During a training on the roles municipal councillors have to play in their communities, trainers reminded they have decision-making and control powers. Nothing else apart from these. It is to enable municipal councillors better understand their roles to accomplish their mission that experts from the Human Rights Commission and Bar Council organized a seminar in Bafoussam.
Sont comme une sorte de barrière aux exactions des maires.
Participating in the council management through deliberations was focus of the grouping of these municipal councillors drawn from different municipalities.
Voilà globalement ce qui a motivé cet atelier.
According to the participants, the training could be termed enriching for application in the field.
Nous devons nous associer avec les autres.
She says they will have to associate themselves with municipal councillors in other municipalities in order to impose the real roles they have to play and see how to better manage council projects for the benefits of the population. The formation falls under the Palajipel project financed by the United States Embassy in Cameroon.
Several enterprises, especially those in the private sector in the Republic of Cameroon, are still bleeding. Many are at the verge of bankruptcy and collapse as a result of difficulties brought to bear on them by the coronavirus pandemic. And the World Bank Vice President Ousmane Diagana is in the country in view of helping to revamp the country's economy, especially the private sector. He was at the headquarters of the Cameroon Employers Union, GICAM, today, discussing this with private sector economic stakeholders in the Republic of Cameroon, and they were discussing how the World Bank can help to revive the dying companies, to sustain those that are still existing, and to enhance their capacity to continue existing in order to protect jobs, to create new ones, and improve on the people's living conditions by enhancing the capacity and sustainability of private sector enterprises in the different the difficult situation imposed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, for greater details, take a listen to the World Bank Vice President for West and Central Africa, Ousmane Diagana, and the President of the Cameroon Employers Union, Celestin Tawamba.
It was a very frank, direct, and candid conversation. We went through all the issues they face. What I have noted is really the competence and the experience and the expertise of the women and men that are part of this group. It's also their commitment is a clear indication that they value the cooperation between the World Bank and Cameroon, and it's therefore extremely important that we continue to work with them, that we continue to support them so that we can achieve the impact that we would like to see in the country, impact in terms of improving living condition of the people, creating more jobs. Talking about creation of jobs, it's essentially from the private sector initiative that job could be created and protected. Today we are in a very complicated world because of COVID. COVID has in particular impacted on the economy and through the firm, and therefore it's urgent, it's crucial that we find means in order to make sure that those firms and those enterprises will continue so that they can also create or protect the job that exists.
Yes, yeah, we are happy for the visit of the Vice President of World Bank. This visit helped us to explain our problem to the Vice President and share with him our problem, and maybe we find a good way to solve the problem of fiscal problem, energy problem. Our discussion with the government, environment, we have to change the CBF. So that's the main problem that we face.
Ousmane Diagana, World Bank Vice President for Central and West Africa, and Celestin Tawamba, President of the Cameroon Employers Union, speaking there. In the meantime, economic stakeholders of the private sector in Cameroon are urging the World Bank to revise its policies with regards to financing projects in the Republic of Cameroon and other African countries in order to avoid further impoverishing those countries and enhancing on the development. This is what some of the economic stakeholders who were present at that meeting told the World Bank Vice President for Central and West Africa. We shall be coming back to this in greater details. Time for us to talk about digital art and graphic designing activities gaining grounds in the Republic of Cameroon and putting food on the table of many young people. In the report coming up next, Immaculate will highlight 2 young people involved in these domains of activity for 20 years. A report.
Have you ever wondered how you would look like as a cartoon? Nowadays, so many applications are evolving, permitting the transformation of human drawings or photographs into cartoon figures. An example of such an application is able to change this photograph to this format. This workshop, managed by Ndo and Arnold, is where all the magic happens.
Here I am trying to draw someone. I will later snap and use an application for coloring.
Though both of them did not receive any formal training in school on the subject, their talent has enabled them stand out tall in this domain.
I never had the opportunity to do software digital arts in the university, but I've always loved drawing. I have been carrying out this activity for 20 years.
Ça fait presque 20 ans que je pratique le dessin.
Despite the hurdles they face in the profession, both of them are able to make a living from the activity.
En fonction de la complexité.
The price depends on how complex the drawing is. The price ranges from 10,000 francs CFA to 30,000 francs CFA.
Nous le faisons à partir de 30 000.
For lovers of art and graphic designs, Arnold and Ndo can make your virtual dreams and fantasies come true just with a touch of their crayons.
Cameroon's senior volleyball Lions end as runners-up at the Volleyball Cup that ended in Kigali, Rwanda. That was yesterday, and the Volleyball Lions lost to Tunisia at the final 1-3 after a nearly smooth tournament. Details with Manji Kangere.
It was a sensational performance that was put up by the Volleyball Lions at the just ended Senior Men's African Volleyball Championship in Kigali, Rwanda. On their way to the finals, the Volleyball Lions passed through the Democratic Republic of Congo, Mali and Niger during the group stage of the competition, making no mistake. At the quarterfinals of the competition, the Volleyball Lions met with the Nigerian volleyball team. Again, it was another training game ahead of their semi-finals outing against Morocco. The semi-finals game against Morocco was, however, Cameroon's first true test at the tournament, and just like they have been extraordinary during the group matches, at the quarterfinals, Cameroon will battle to eliminate Morocco after a tie break. With the spirit amassed during other games, Cameroon started the finals against Tunisia in a good footing, picking up the first set. Unfortunately, the remaining 3 sets will be for Tunisia, who will finally carry the day and being crowned as African champions in volleyball. It was a great exploit for the Volleyball Lions, who missed being disqualified at the beginning of the competition because they failed to pay their participation fee. That fee was paid 12 minutes to Cameroon's first match against the Democratic Republic of Congo.
After a relatively smooth competition in Kigali, Rwanda, the Volleyball Lions of Cameroon and Tunisia will be Africa's flag bearers at the Men's World Volleyball Championship that will be hosted by Russia 2022. Thanks for staying with us. That's it for today. Coming up, the press dispute in Yaoundé. Stay with us.